Who's in? Who's out? We're another week closer to the tournament, and let's take a look at the brackets and where we stand right now. At the top, we finally had some action for our number one seeds. However, I'm still going with Arizona as my number one overall seed. If they lose to Texas Tech this weekend, obviously we'll drop them down. But right now, even with that one loss, they're still at number one. Michigan is the second number one seed, the only number one not to lose this past week. And then right behind them, we've got Duke and UConn still holding serve. Yes, they lost, but it's not enough to drop them right now. Houston is sitting right up there behind them as the top number two seed and definitely ready to move into that spot should it open up. Moving on to our last four in, we've got Miami, Florida. They beat Boston College, a very bad Boston College team, on the road in their last game. It was only a 6-point win. They're 37th in the net and only 2-3 in quad one wins. And those two quad one wins are against Wake and Syracuse. Not exactly the toughest competition. Moving over, Santa Clara. They rolled their two WCC foes that they played this past week. They're 41st in the net. They do have a quad one win now that the St. Mary's win became quad one again. However, they do have a bad Q4 loss on the resume. They've got Gonzaga coming to town this week with a chance to really prove that they belong to be in this tournament. Another one of our final four teams in is going to be Oklahoma State. Welcome to the dance, Cowboys. Huge win over BYU, much more important than the blowout loss they had against Arizona. They're 66th in the net. They're only 1-5 in Q1, but they are 6-2 in Q2 games. And lastly, my last team in the field is going to be Missouri. They beat two bad SEC teams, but more importantly, they stacked a couple of wins while a lot of bubble teams around them dropped some games. They're 62nd in the net, 2-4 in Q1, but those two Q1 wins are against Florida and Kentucky, two strong ranked teams. Moving over to our first four out. Stop me if you've heard this one before. Ohio State. They split the week and they lost to the better team they played. They beat a bad Maryland team, but were crushed at home by their arch rivals Michigan. They're still 40th in the net despite being 0-7 in Q1 games. That's right, 0-7. Not a single win. They are 15-1 in quads 2 through 4, which is keeping them afloat right now. Run back everything I just said. Virginia Tech still in this exact same spot, except they lost both their games this past week, albeit to two tournament teams in Duke and NC State. They're 55th in the net, 2-7 in Q1 wins, and their win over UVA is definitely helping them a lot. Sticking in this first four out is San Diego State. They beat Wyoming this past week, but they dropped a heartbreaker to Utah State. They're 42nd in the net, 1-5 in Q1, but they do have some chances in a strong Mountain West. They do have a bad Q3 loss from early in the season against Troy in double overtime. And lastly, it's Cal. You guessed it, Cal split again. They beat Georgia Tech, not a great team, but got rocked at home by Clemson. They're 60th in the net, but 4-5 in Q1 games against UNC and UCLA. That's how I see the tournament shaking out right now. You guys let me know. Give me your thoughts in the comments. Who should be in? Who should be out?